my peeps, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be delving into something that I've only recently developed a love for, that being the British Indian classic, the chicken tikka masala. I was always under the impression this was an Indian dish, as you will mainly only find it in Indian restaurants, but according to many sources, most Indians say this is not an Indian dish at all. That's another reason why today we'll be exploring everything there is to know about the chicken tikka masala, starting with Joshua Weissman's beginner recipe, then leveling up to Vijaya Selvaraju's intermediate version, and finishing everything off with Chintan Pandya's 2-day chicken tikka masala. All these clips have made me very hungry, and I'm very excited for this one, so let's get right into it. I think it makes the most sense to start with the easiest, most cheap, beginner tikka masala from Joshua Weissman. I grabbed some heavy cream and plain yogurt, salt, and boneless skinless chicken thighs, vegetable oil, crushed tomatoes, paprika and cayenne pepper, garam masala and fresh ginger, an onion, some cilantro, garlic, sugar, and butter. Now I said that my love for this stuff is a relatively recent happening because it was. It's only been the past couple of years that I've actually started eating this on a regular basis, and I've still only had it a handful of times. Ever since that butter chicken video, I would say, and this stuff is just so good. I can eat it almost any day. It's usually so flavorful. So I can't imagine that even a very basic version of this is gonna be bad. And for Joshua's, we're starting with the yogurt marinade for the chicken that's gonna stick in the fridge for however long it takes you to prep up everything you need for the sauce. That being the freshly grated ginger and garlic, the chopped up onion, measuring out all your different spices. And as you'll see, although every recipe is going to be introducing more and more ingredients and time between each step, the general workflow of each one is going to be pretty similar. It's a chicken marinade, the cooking of said chicken either in a pan like this one or in an oven, in a Dutch oven. You'll see all the variations as we go through these. And then building that super beautifully orange complex sauce right on top of your chicken flavors. And you may be thinking to yourself, how is this fair at all that I'm comparing these recipes with vastly different amounts of ingredients, amounts of prep time and cook time? And I would say that this one is less about the direct competition and comparison between the three, and more about seeing at which points the extra time and effort is no longer necessary. Is that third recipe really gonna be worth taking nearly 2 days of your time versus potentially less than an hour for this first one? I think it'll be an interesting comparison. And as a testament to how much I respect Joshua, I wanted to pick somebody who I know could deliver for this first one with minimal amounts of ingredients. I really do love his But Cheaper series, which is where this recipe was pulled from. As always, all these original recipes are linked down in the description. And once I thought that the chicken was cooked through and the sauce was thickened up, I plated it with some white rice, obviously optionally, you don't need it, a little sprig of fresh cilantro, and now is the time to start a very good day. This haircut makes me look like a bowling pin with glasses on. So here's the beginner tikka masala. Even though it still wasn't really that simple, it still had quite a few steps. I think it came out pretty decent though. The color of the sauce looks a touch dark to me. I don't know, you guys can confirm for those of you who are more familiar. Oh, very hot. But very good. I freaking love warm spices. I don't know why other cuisines don't use them more often. The cinnamons, the cloves, the cumins of the world, they're so good. The slight heat that comes in at the end, probably from the cayenne, it's just like a big warm hug. It's so comforting. Chicken thighs are always great. They're almost always tender and juicy. It's very hard to overcook these things. This is very strong overall. It's super tasty. I would be very happy with it from any restaurant, but I also feel like there's room for this to get even better. Next up today for Tikka Level 2, we will be revisiting Vijaya Selvaraju's channel and making her chicken tikka masala. I collected some heavy cream and salt, Kashmiri chili powder and yogurt, tomato sauce, ghee, ground coriander and cumin, garam masala, a yellow onion, a lemon, fresh ginger, some chicken thighs, ground turmeric, garlic, and fresh cilantro. Now already, just from that ingredient list, you can kind of tell that we're getting a touch more advanced with the specialty ingredients. The ghee or clarified butter and Kashmiri chili powder stand out, and of course, there's gonna be a few technical things we do different too. The biggest one is probably the marination time. I believe I left Joshua's in the yogurt marinade for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't even feel the need to put it in the fridge. With this one, once I got the chicken chopped up to bite-sized pieces, and I got all those spices and lemon in with the yogurt, I covered it up and stuck it in the fridge for, I want to say, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Again, I do want to mention that I'm sure if Joshua felt the need to make some extensive 2-week-long chicken tikka masala, he could do that with the most authentic ingredients. But for that video series, he made a very basic, more attainable version, which I respect. This is not me trying to dunk on him with other people's recipes, as some comments may suggest. This is just me showing you the differences and possibilities. I browned off the chicken the same way I did in the previous recipe, and then built the sauce right in there, with even more spices, more cream. I got the fresh onion, garlic, and ginger really cooked down, really smelling incredible. And as I loaded everything else on top of this, the thought did come to my mind that this is one of those recipes that would full-on kill a Victorian child, or a very large percentage of a certain demographic of today, but I won't go there. You just get the sense when you're preparing recipes such as this one that you are not going to have any bland issues. Everything's going to be very well seasoned, very tasty. And once again, once your chicken was cooked through, all those flavors get to know each other for about 10 minutes as it bubbles away and smells incredible. I plated it up, and let's give this bad boy a taste. And here we have the intermediate tikka masala with extra cilantro. Anybody with that soapy cilantro taste bud, eat your heart out. This shit is so good. I've already run out of adjectives to describe how good it is. I think the tikka masala in general is an example of a food that is so well balanced. This one's even more rich and decadent than the last one, with the added cream, the ghee in there, but it's cut with all the fresh herbs. There's even more of those warm, tingly spices that I love so much. It's perfectly cooked, charred up chicken. It is so good. I need to finish this review before I eat the entire plate. Make this, please. It's worth the extra marination time. It's worth all those additional spices you have to acquire. It is just, it's a perfect food, and that's all there's left to say. And now for the big guns. At level 3 of the Tikka Gauntlet, the final boss, if you will, it is Chintan Pandya over on the Munchies channel, and for his, I grabbed some more chicken thighs and kasuri methi, Kashmiri chili powder and yogurt, butter, kosher salt, heavy cream, cilantro, red onion, fresh ginger, cardamom pods, garam masala, honey, ghee, fresh garlic, whole cloves, turmeric, whole cumin, a fresh lemon, lots of tomatoes, fresh green chilies, and dried red chilies. That was a lot. I'm just gonna give you guys an early warning and rip the band-aid right off. If you do not have days of free time and potentially hundreds of dollars of expendable income, you might not want to even bother with this one. Very innocently and deceptively, it starts the exact same way as the last two, with your yogurt marinade, your chopped up chicken thighs, except this time we are making lots of fresh ginger garlic paste that's gonna go in basically every component of this one. And it's gonna sit in the fridge overnight or up to a day to fully develop all those flavors, so we're already in the 24-hour range with this. In addition, some special equipment that you basically must have for this one is some butcher's twine, cheesecloth, a Dutch oven, and an immersion blender. And as you saw, some of those ingredients might be very hard to come by for you, such as the cardamom pods, the whole cloves, the ghee, kasuri methi, Kashmiri chili. I didn't even show you the mustard oil that I'm using. All I'm saying is this has the potential to be a lot for you, depending on your access to a lot of this stuff. I know for me, I wouldn't have a huge chunk of this stuff if it wasn't for these videos I've been doing throughout the years. I actually started planning a video such as this one a couple years back. I think it was way before the butter chicken, actually, and it was this recipe that put me off the idea, just because there was so much stuff I would have had to buy, if I could even find it all at once back then, so do with all this information as you will. And it's not just the ingredients that are leveled up with this one. You have to make a makhni gravy with whole tomatoes, 12 or 13 of those other ingredients, and that's gonna cook down for about 45 minutes to an hour until you can blend it all together. You've got to make an onion tomato masala, which is finely diced onion and tomato primarily. And then on that second day, when you pull your chicken out, you've got to line a cookie sheet, throw it in a 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes. I know I've been hard on this one so far, but I am genuinely so excited to give this a try. Every single component has smelt unbelievable so far, and it's not even close to the same amount of work as a lot of the other recipes I've tested in the past. It's just a lot compared to the other ones that we've tried so far. And then finally, once your 3 components are ready to go, you've got to throw it all together in your finishing pan, and I tried to do it the exact same way, in the same order that he did it. Start with your ghee, cumin seeds, the red chilies, and some fresh garlic. Toss in your chicken with some more chili powder, the onion tomato masala, and the gravy, and then a whole bunch of other stuff that I honestly don't feel like listing. And as per Chintan, we're gonna finish this one up with a little bit more butter and cream. Spoon this gorgeous sauce over some white rice, sprinkle on some more cilantro and fresh ginger. Expectations could not be higher. They are through the roof. So let's give the expert level chicken tikka masala a shot. I'm not even gonna lie, guys, this one kicked my ass. It is 3:15 in the morning on the morning that you're probably watching this. This was nearly 2 days worth of work, probably 3 or 4 sinkfuls of dishes. Let's see if it's worth it. Wow. As expected, this is unbelievably tasty. The amount of different flavors that your taste buds experiences is just off the charts. I would say the main thing that differentiates this one is the heat. As you can tell, I am a little wet. I guess I shouldn't have been making fun of other people because, goddamn, actually, ooh. I don't know why that surprised me at all. The amount of chili powder dumped into this, the fresh green chilies, those dried red ones will sneak up on you. And for the question on everybody's mind, was this worth it? The short answer is no. It is probably my favorite one of the day, barely inching out the last one, but the time and the work, it's just not worth it. Chicken thighs are always going to be soft and tender. The overnight marination just feels like overkill. Throw it in there for 30 minutes, an hour, you're gonna get pretty similar results. I'm glad I got to make this and experience this once, and I wouldn't tell you not to make it one time, but is it so much better than the last one? Absolutely not. Great job today, everybody, especially Vijaya. Shout outs to you, but I gotta go to bed.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my 18. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision.